Welcome to All This Math. This is Professor Parker, back at it again. And today we're going to talk about how to find the equation of a circle when you're given some information about the circle. All right. So let's say you were given the coordinates of the center of the circle, right? Now, the coordinates meaning what's the x value and the y value of the point that represents the center of the circle. When the circle is drawn, like what's the center point? You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about when we say the center, right? And also, you have another piece of information you're given here, which is the area. Now, in a lot of problems like this, you're usually given the center and you're given the radius. Okay? It's just given to you like on a silver platter. And all you have to do is go to the standard form of an equation of a circle, and then you just basically plug the numbers in, right? But sometimes the problems get a little more complicated than that, right? But as long as you keep in mind the fact that you need to know what the radius of the circle is, then you'll be fine. Now, because there's different types of information you'll be given. Sometimes you'll be given a point on the circle. And if you know the center of the circle and the point on the circle, you can figure out what the radius of the circle is, right? Sometimes you'll be given the equation of two lines or one line that's tangent to the circle. You know what I'm saying? So, but even with that, you can figure out, like, because if you know what a tangent is, right? You know what a tangent is a line that touches a circle at exactly one point. And then if the tangent is represented by a line that has an equation that sounds like kind of like x equals 3 or x equals negative 10. Whenever you have x is equal to a constant, what does that tell you? That tells you that the way the line looks, it's a vertical line. It's not a horizontal line. It's not slanted like most lines that we see in our studies, right? If you ever have x equal to a number, remember that. If you got x equal to a number, it's a vertical line, straight up and down. Right? Straight up and down like 6 o'clock. It's a vertical line. So x equals 10, x equals 5, x equals 0. That's the y-axis anyway. X equals 49, x equals 0.3, x equals 1/2. It don't matter. If it's x equal to a number, it's a vertical line. So my point is, if your tangent is a vertical line, then that's another way you could just figure out easily what the radius is if you know the center. Because all the radius is going to be is the difference between, the edge of the circle, where the tangent goes, and the center. So you're just basically just doing subtraction with the x values. All right. But anyway, in this problem, all right, we know the area is equal to 16 pi. Now we got to get back into our geometry bag a little bit and start thinking like, okay, well, what do I know about the area of a circle? I know that the formula for the area of a circle is a equals pi r squared. Right. So what if I do this? What if I say, okay, a equals pi r squared, right? And I also know that the area equals 16 pi in this particular problem. So basically I'm doing like, I'm gonna use like the transitive property, because if the area is equal to 16 pi and the area is also equal to pi r squared, then that means that 16 pi is equal to pi r squared. Now, why do I even care about that? This is why I care about that. I care about that because I can use that information to figure out what the radius is, right? That's how we manipulate algebra. We use algebra to figure out things that we don't know, right? Algebra is your friend. If you know how to use algebra, you'll be cool, right? You'll be able to figure things out. So now I'm going to set up my equation because, again, I want to know what the radius is. So I do 16 pi is equal to pi r squared. Now, there are a couple tricks I'm going to employ in order to solve for r, right? I know that I'm not going to do it the traditional way, but I want to show you these tricks and these shortcuts. I got a pi on the right and a pi on the left. Now, I could divide by pi on the right, divide by pi on the left, and all the pi's would cancel out. So why don't I just do this? Boom, boom. They're gone, and they turn into ones, right? It's really that simple. So now I got 16 times 1, which is 16, and I got 1 times r squared, which is r squared. Now, let me back up a little bit in case somebody's confused about that. Why I just was able to cancel out the pi's. Now, normally you would divide by pi on the right side, and then the pi's would cancel out. They become ones. But if I divide by pi on the left side, I'm still doing pi divided by pi. I'm going to get 1 again. So instead of showing that work, I could just do boom, boom, and turn them both into ones. It's just a shortcut. That's all it is. All right. So now I got 16 is equal to r squared. Now I want to solve for r. I don't want to solve for r squared. I want to solve for r, right? Now, actually, I could leave it at that, but I want you to get into the habit of solving for r and always know what the radius is, right? Now, I do the opposite operation to get rid of the exponent. The exponent is a 2. So the opposite of squaring something is taking the square root of something, right? So that means I'm going to do this. I'm going to do square root of r squared on the right side, square root of 16 on the left side. Square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of r squared is r. So now, I know my radius, and I know my center. Not senator. I meant to say, I know my center. I know my center, right? I know my center, and I know my radius. All right? Now, what I want to do is I want to write the standard form of an equation of a circle. I want to write that. I want to write that because I'm about to use it. So I got x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. You see how we got r squared in the formula anyway, right? In the equation. That's why I really didn't need to take the square root of 16 technically, but I just want people that are watching this video, I want you to get into the habit of finding out what the radius of a circle is. I want you to get into the habit of finding that out, because in another problem, you might need to know what the radius is. All right, so now, this is going to be the x value of my center, which is h. All right, now, I'm going to replace h with negative 11. So now I got x minus negative 11 squared plus y minus negative 14 squared is equal to r squared. R is 4, so that's 4 squared. All right, now I need to clean this problem up. I need to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's basically done, but I still need to clean it up a little bit. It's kind of like when you got your hair cut, but then you gotta get your shape up. You gotta get your line up. You gotta get tightened up. Like your hair is cut, but you need to get it tightened up. You know what I'm saying? Like I need a shape up right now, but I'll be all right though. All right. So anyway, I got a double negative right here. I want to simplify that and just make an addition problem, right? So I got x plus 11, boom, and then over here I got another double negative. So then I got y plus 14, boom, and then I got 4 squared, which is not 8, That's a rookie mistake. Don't make that rookie mistake. Don't do 4 times 2. Do 4 times 4. That's what the exponent indicates, that you need to multiply 4 times itself, right? What the exponent indicates is that if you created a multiplication statement, right, and 4 was your factor, how many times would 4 be present? 4 would be present twice, meaning you'd have 4 times 4. 4 would be there twice. 4 times 4, that's 2 times. And 4 times 4 gives us 16. This is your answer, ladies and gentlemen. This is your answer. This is the equation of the circle with a center at negative 11 and negative 14 with an area of 16 pi. And that's how you figure that out. You know? All right. So if you feel like you learned something, if you liked the video, please hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the page, subscribe to the page. Tell some other people about it. Tell them to subscribe to the page too. All right. And as I always say, do remember, there's all this math all around you.